Hey, this is Deepak here from digitaldeepak.com and welcome to lesson 4 of your Google AdWords Mastery Home Study course. So in this lesson, we are going to look at the different types of AdWords keywords. Understanding these different types of keywords is very important so that you can run your campaigns successfully. So let's get started. So there are 5 different types of AdWords keywords. Broad match keywords, which are the general type of keywords that you include in AdWords. Phrase match keywords, exact match keywords, broad match modified keywords, and negative keywords. So we will look at them one by one. So what are broad match keywords? So broad match keywords are the normal and default type of keywords that you give for your campaign when you are setting up a campaign in your AdWords account. So Google takes close variants of these keywords and synonyms of it, and also it understands the meaning of those keywords and has a large list of keywords that are included so that your ads will trigger whenever something relevant is searched. Overall, when you look at broad match keywords, it gives you less control over when your ad shows up, but it gives you more clicks and more traffic, and it also gives you a lot of data which you can use to refine your keywords in the future. So it is okay to start a campaign with broad match, but I wouldn't recommend running the campaign for a long time with broad match keywords. So before we get into the examples, let's look at what are close variants. So Google defines close variants, which are keywords which basically include misspellings, singular forms, plural forms, acronyms, stemmings, abbreviations, and accents. So Google tries to understand what your keyword is about, and it includes the close variants by default. And this is applicable for all keyword types. So for example, if you have a keyword called shoe in your phrase match keyword, the ads will trigger even for the keywords shoes, which is a plural form of shoe. So we will look at broad match examples so that you get a clear understanding of what broad match is. So in general, we talked about short tail and long tail keywords in the last lesson. So it doesn't matter if broad match keywords are short tail or long tail, but usually broad match keywords are a little bit shorter tail keywords. Long tail keywords usually are included in the phrase match. So let's say this keyword shoes, this is a broad match keyword. So when someone searches for this keyword running shoes, the ads will still trigger because Google understands that running shoes are also related to shoes, and that's how broad match works. Buy footwear online, for this also the ads will trigger because Google understands that footwear and shoes are the same thing. So let us look at phrase match keywords. So when you need more control over your ad campaign and when you need to refine when your ads are going to show up, you can use phrase match keywords. So phrase match keywords are generally enclosed in quotes. The ads will not trigger unless the exact phrase is present as it is. But the ads will trigger if more words are added to the phrase, either at the beginning or at the end of the phrase. So it gives narrower targeting than broad match, lesser traffic but better targeting. So we will look at some phrase match examples which will give you a clear idea of what phrase match is. So single word keywords in phrase match is the same as broad match keywords, right? For example, if you are including the word shoes, it is same as the broad match keyword shoes. So phrase match basically means that there are at least 2 words or more. There is no point in having a phrase match keyword with a single word. So let's say blue shoes is the keyword that you are giving. So blue shoes is a phrase match keyword. Any word before or after blue shoes will trigger the ad, but the keyword blue shoes have to be present. So it will trigger the ads for blue shoes for running. If someone searches for blue shoes for running, it will trigger the ad because blue shoes is the phrase match. Or if someone is searching for running blue shoes, it will still trigger the ad because the exact phrase blue shoes is what we have given. However, it will not trigger the ad if someone is searching for running shoes or if someone is searching for blue running shoes, because here blue shoes is not appearing as a single phrase, and that is why the ads will not trigger in this case. So the third type of keyword is exact match keywords. So exact match keywords are included in square brackets and are included in your AdWords campaigns. Exact match means that the ads will not trigger unless the exact keyword is present. So if extra words are added, then the ads will not trigger. So here it gives you a very narrow targeted possibility than phrase match, very less traffic, but the conversions will be very high because you are triggering the ad only when people are searching exactly for what you have mentioned. So let us give some exact match examples so that you can understand this better. So exact match can be a single word. The keyword will trigger only if the exact word is searched. Unlike phrase match, exact match can be a single word as well. So let's say we are including the keyword shoes in exact match, and let's say we are including the keyword running shoes, blue running shoes. So in these cases the ads will trigger only if these exact terms are searched for. And here the possibility is that you can create different ads for different keywords that will give you much more refinement and much more laser targeted traffic. You can actually have a landing page which directly leads to blue running shoes, so that if someone is searching for blue running shoes, he is highly likely to convert. Going back to the example that we saw in the previous lessons, if someone is searching for, if someone is asking in a shop for A3 size drawing note, he is highly likely to buy because it's a long tail keyword and it's very specific. So only when someone is ready to buy or in the buying stage, he or she knows specifically what they want. So you can lead them to separate landing pages for higher conversions, as we already discussed. Okay, now the fourth type of keyword, this is a little bit tricky, but you will understand it as you start practicing it. So broad match gives a little bit more targeting options than a normal broad match. It's a middle point between broad match and phrase match. So broad match modifiers, you can consider it in terms of targeting, and in terms of refinement, it's somewhere between broad match and phrase match. So keywords come with a plus sign. So example, plus Nike running shoes. So if you include this keyword, let's see what happens in the example. So broad match modifiers are just like broad match, except that it triggers the ad only if a certain keyword is present, and that certain keyword is indicated by a plus sign. So let's say the keyword is plus Nike running shoes. So here the above keyword will trigger the ad if someone searches for Nike shoes, because the term Nike is present in the keyword. But it will not trigger the ad if someone is searching for running shoes, because the word Nike has to be present, because we have put a plus sign at Nike, right? So this is not the same as phrase match or broad match. It is somewhere in between broad match and phrase match. In phrase match, we give the exact phrase and only words can be added in the front or after the phrase. But here we are just mentioning that one particular keyword has to be mandatory, otherwise the ad should not trigger. It's basically like having a long list of negative keywords, but we cannot develop a long list of negative keywords, so it's a little bit of opposite of negative keywords, so that's why the plus sign. So here let's say Nike plus running shoes, here the word running is with a positive sign. Here the ads will be triggered only if the keyword running is present. So even if someone searches for Reebok running shoes, the ads will still trigger, but if someone is searching for Reebok shoes, the ads will not trigger, because we have given plus running, which means that the word running is absolutely mandatory here. So negative keywords, the last and final type of keywords is negative keywords. The ads will not trigger if the negative keywords are present. Example, Reebok. So let's say we are including the negative keyword as minus Reebok in the campaign. I will show you where to add these keywords in the AdWords account. So if someone is searching for running shoes, let's say this is the phrase match keyword that we have given. So, and if someone is searching for Nike running shoes, the ads will trigger because Reebok is not present in the keyword. However, even for phrase match, if someone is searching for Reebok running shoes, since we have given the negative keyword as Reebok, since the Reebok keyword is present, the ads will not trigger. So here it makes sense. For example, if Nike is advertising their shoes online and they don't want the ads to show up if other brands are being searched for, then obviously they can include a negative keyword here. So coming back to the AdWords account, here I will show you where the negative keywords can be added. So if you go and click on the keywords tab, here you can see negative keywords and search terms. If you click on the negative keywords, you can add campaign level negative keywords here. So if you click on plus keywords, here you will be able to add the negative keywords. and as soon as you enter the negative keywords and click on save, the ads will not trigger for those particular search terms which has these keywords there. So you can also add negative keywords on the basis of ad groups. So if you want to add a negative keyword just for a specific ad group, let's say here we have an ad group called courses in Mumbai. So here you can add a negative keyword on the ad group level as well. So if you add it on a campaign level, it will be applicable for all the ad groups, or if you want to apply it for an ad group level, you can add it from here. So that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, when we actually go and take a campaign live and we see how to set up an AdWords campaign, we will see where to include the keywords and how to include the keywords. So that's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.